Welcome back, everybody. Techie Garage here. So we are going to get into it. This is Ubuntu install, and So this is more or less my third attempt, and I'll explain once we get started. I just realized that I don't have. Oh, okay. I think it's just my video I'm missing. It's no big deal. Of course, it'd help if I was, putting it in the right spot. I did forget a mouse. I will be right back. Sorry about that. I thought I was ready. I was mostly ready. So it's my USB for that. So the keyboard and mouse is plugged in almost. Okay, what the heck? Oh. For some reason I keep trying to stick that display port apparently just wants to fit everything. Okay, so the TV or whatever turned on, and then we'll get this started. Maybe. Nah, I should. Okay. So that's on. Good. Okay, let's hit this and get this started. And I think I need to go into BIOS. I can't remember, but we're gonna go into BIOS anyways. I should have all this. So this is like my third try to do this. I don't remember what happened the first time, but the second time, no matter what, let's see, I'm trying to see, I have, okay, so what does this show? So that only shows that and that, which I don't think I actually have that installed. Let's see, we got removable, we got my SATA hard drive, and CD-ROM removable. So, let's go with, we're going to change this to the SATA hard drive, but I'm going to go back out, go into hard disk, and I'm going to switch these to this, because I believe it's, it says invitation, so that should be what it is. So we're basically just going to flip the flash drive with the SATA to make the SATA number 2, and so now it'll read USB removable disabled, and that should work. Cross my fingers. So yeah, so the second one, for whatever reason, it decided both the flash drives that I plugged in had Ubuntu 16.04 in them. Neither one of them. Are you serious right now? You probably remember this from my last Ubuntu install. That's a graphics deal. Which, obviously, in a way, I don't have graphics because I haven't been able to get into an operating system and get drivers for graphics. So, okay. May have bypassed it. I hope. Yay! We bypassed it! And this is a totally different look, so we should be 2004. Awesome, we're checking disk. So, here, I'm going to try to zoom in on this because that's going to be far more interesting than I am. 1604 took about 20 minutes, or 20-ish to 30 minutes to install. What are you doing, camera? There we go. So I would expect this would be about that amount of time. We're checking disk. You might be able to see that. I don't know, maybe not. I'm trying to, you know, make this as much of an install video as I can. Yeah, so somehow 2 of my flash drives were basically 1604. I don't know how that happened. And even one that I believe that I made into a 2004 drive or boot drive wasn't working, and I don't know why. So I basically had to scrap the video because I didn't know what in the world was going on. Turns out I have learned that you can run 32-bit software on 64-bit hardware, generally speaking, and you can Google search this because I did it in the video because I wasn't understanding how I was running 32-bit on 64-bit software or hardware. But yeah, generally speaking, you can do that. And so, but you can't run, what is it? If you have 32-bit software or 32-bit hardware, you can't run 64-bit because it can't handle or read or do the instructions for that. There's too much going on for 32-bit to know what to do with it. But you can run 32 on 64 if I guess you would need to, but it's just better to run 64 on 64. So that's kind of where we're at, and I will say this now in the beginning of the video that this will be my last attempt to do Ubuntu. Unlike a lot of people, which you guys, for all you watching, if you guys would have given up on this before now, I totally understand and I totally agree with you. That is a very reasonable response to what, you know, we've been going through, what I've been dealing with. However, I'm stubborn, and I do generally like a good mental challenge. So I think that those 2 things is why I've been, you know, hitting my head, grinding forward, because I'm pretty sure I can make this work, even though I'm not completely fluent with Ubuntu, but I think I can make this work. So, you know, that's a lot of reasons why I keep just trying from all different kinds of angles. Hey, no errors found, so we are going to be getting into Ubuntu. And this will be a 2-clip video. You'll see a break because this camera only records 20-minute clips at a time. I found that out last time. I was like, why is it like cutting off? Well, it's because it only shows 20 minutes. So once that 20 minutes is up, it stops, and then I basically have to restart it. So trying to get as much of this in those clips as possible. I don't know what's going to happen with this install because I've never installed 2004, but it's already a different kind of looking install, which I am kind of digging. But hey, we checked, no errors. Oh, ooh, ah, I like that. I don't know if that's supposed to be a panther, maybe, I guess, or a leopard, I'm not sure, but I dig it. So we got about 11.5 minutes left on this clip, and then there'll probably be a pause, and then we'll get into the second clip. And I'll let you know when it's getting close to where there's gonna be a break. So we can try Ubuntu without making changes to the computer directly from the CD, flash drive, whatever, media. Or if you're ready, you can install Ubuntu alongside or instead of your current operating system. This shouldn't take too long. You know what? I don't need to try Ubuntu. I just want to get this backup set up, going and running so we can get it talking on the network. So we're just going to go ahead and install Ubuntu. So, last time I did this, well, hang on a second. Let me type here to test your keyboard. Blah, 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 blah. Actually, how about today it snowed. Oops, snowed. That was weird. Of course, I wasn't actually going to try to spell all that out. But yes. Okay, everything's good. Continue. Of course, last time it took me 30 minutes to do a install with 1604, but I also had a gig and a half of RAM on a 32-bit chip, single core, single thread. It was really just bare bones, holy crap, old. Let's see, normal installation, minimal. Yes, we're going to do normal install. So other options: download updates while install third-party software for graphics and Wi-Fi hardware in additional media formats. This software is subject to license terms included with its documentation. Some is proprietary. I'm going to leave that off, and I'm going to tell you why in a second. I'm leaving the graphics and Wi-Fi hardware off because, one, I don't have any Wi-Fi. Once this is actually up to the internet, it'll be hardwired. I'm just gonna hardwire this one in because my other system's hardwired in. And two, I want to basically be able to go in and choose and know what graphics drivers or Wi-Fi drivers, like what driver software I'm installing. I want to know what that is. So I want to personally actually manually go in and do that myself. So let's see. Install Ubuntu alongside Ubuntu 16.04s. No. Erase Ubuntu 16.04 and reinstall. Warning, this will delete all your Ubuntu 16.04 and any other files. Yes. I want to completely erase the previous version and put on 20.04. Erase and install Ubuntu. This will delete other. Okay, yeah, we're just going to erase and reinstall. So, that's what we're going to do. Let's see. If you continue, changes, blah, blah, blah. So, listed below will be written to the disk, otherwise you'll be able to make further changes manually. Warning, this will destroy all data. Yeah, I know. Partition tables. So, SCSI2. I'm not sure what that is. But they will be partition 1 of AS, which I'm not familiar with that is, or it just says as, so I'm not sure. Partition number 6 will be ext4, which is one of the type of partition tables like NTFS and FAT32 is for Windows. EXT, EXT2, 3, and 4 are for Linux. So we're just going to hit continue. Should be, I'm just going to try to keep it normal and what it should be, and that way won't be much issue. Los Angeles, not where I live, but it's in the similar time zone. Okay, so I have 7 minutes left. I think this is where I'm going to. I gotta put in information, so I will kill the recording, and then once I'm done with this, I'll restart the recording. And we're back. So I just went ahead and did that and got it going. So now we're just copying files. This really should be the last of it. I think I had 7.5 minutes on that last one, so that'll be about 13-ish minutes on top of whatever this is. The previous one, you know, like I probably have said multiple times by now, which I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, but it was about 20-30 minutes on single core, gig and a half of RAM. This is a Ubuntu 20.04, obviously, install on a 64-bit, from what I can tell, it's a 64-bit AMD Athlon, dual-core, 2-thread processor with 4 gigs of RAM, 4 gigs of, that's a big thing, 4 gigs of DDR3, 1066, which that doesn't really matter because I'm pretty sure the BIOS has it, you know, I'm sure the AMD BIOS has it knocked down anyways, which at some point I'll probably go in there and try to up the speed or figure out if it's actually running at the sticker speed or not. But it's old enough, I may not be able to tweak with that, but that'll be feature or off camera. I think that's about it. Yeah, it's just it's AM2. It's a whole different platform. I was running DDR. Oh yeah, almost finished copying files. So that's how quick getting Linux Ubuntu on a 64-bit, fairly newish, somewhat modern. I think this came out in 2003, 2003 or 2011. I think it's 2003 is when this came out. But yeah, that's just how quick. See, and I will zoom out, and that way you can see my face. Because then, you know, I know that's why you come to my channel, you know. It's okay. It doesn't have to be the reason. I understand. But yeah, so it's obviously a much faster install. And the other thing I noticed between the two is just entering in my information for the install was much smoother, quicker, just crisper. Like it was just, it did like it was supposed to. Like I feel like it should have been. Yeah, we're installing system. Oh, so it's copying files. Now we're installing the system. So then after this video, I probably will actually take a break from the Ubuntu project for now, because once this is installed, the next thing I'm going to need to do is figure out basically how to, what am I thinking of? How to, get Linux and Windows to talk to each other on the network, which I have found videos where it seems like it's a pretty simple process. So I'm gonna guess that'll be a 5-10 minute video. Should be a pretty short video, because I don't know about you, but I kind of like the shorter ones versus these long drawn out ones. But you know, as long as there's good content coming with it, you know, it's not a big deal. But I want to get my other system up and going, because I need to get my other system that we did the DDR3 update on. I want to get 7 put back. I want to get 7 put on it, get it updated to 10, and kind of get it like going, because see, I have because I have 8 gigs of RAM. So all that updates I did, and I haven't even turned it on to put 7 on it. I probably, fair warning, I probably won't make a video out of that, which I'm going to tell you right now, I won't, because unlike Linux with Windows, when you install Windows, there's files to copy, hardware to configure, network to configure, this to configure, that to configure, updates to configure, updates to go through, and I think it must restart like, purely guessing, about 4 or 5 times-ish or so, and that process can take, with all the updates, and I think there's even updates to do after it's already done, like, it could easily take 45 minutes to potentially an hour, and since I'm on old quad-core, yeah, it's configuring hardware. This thing's doing everything, and I haven't had to restart once. And with Windows, it'd be like 4 or 5 times. So that install I'm going to just do in my off-camera time, just so you guys know. Because I'm not going to make a video that's like an hour long. That's not fair to you guys, and I don't really want to tie myself up with doing that. I don't want to tie your time up with doing something like that. So I want to keep these videos relatively reasonably length, you know. Up to 10 minutes, I think is, yeah, that's how we'll do it. If it's going to be less than 10 minutes, I won't say anything, but if it's going to be over 10 minutes, I'll let you know right off the bat, like, hey, welcome back, Techie Garage here. This video is going to be 12 minutes, this video is going to be about 14 minutes, or 15, or this is going to be a lengthy, about 20-minute video. So that way you kind of know, well, you'll know when you click on it, but just that way you have a kind of a heads up, like, oh hey, this is going to be a lengthy video, so that way you can kind of plan around if you want to watch it. You know, just, I think it'd be nice to do that for the audience. If you guys don't care, you don't need me to say that kind of stuff, let me know in the comments down below, and if you care, I'll let you know. If you don't care, I won't worry about it. But yeah, this actually is going much smoother than I thought, because this was my make or break it video. I was going to try this one more time, and if it did not work, I was just going to be done fighting it, done banging my head against the wall, and I was going to just say, okay, I'm sorry, this didn't work out, and I was just going to go to Windows and leave it at that. But very, very, very glad this is working. All the stuff to figure out now. In fact, actually, when I do, so yeah, so we'll take a break from this. Well, I guess there won't be much of a break, because if I'm going to do an install on my other system off camera. So yeah. Oh, Yeah, so there's going to be a little bit of a hiatus, just so you know, just a heads up. And so basically once I'm done with this, I'm going to install Windows on the other one. And then when I come back to this, I'm going to attempt to get... Actually, I don't know what drivers. I was going to say NVIDIA, but I'm not using a graphics card. Like, no joke. There is, because this is where it would be if there's a graphics card. I don't have a graphics card in there. So, yeah. And I wouldn't call it enjoying, but I am having a, and this is not sponsored at all, but I'm having the Coca-Cola, the Starlight flavor. It's like a limited edition. Like, it reminds me of like cherry Coke, but it's more of a berry Coke flavor. It's not, I don't know. It's like cherry Coke, but it's not like cherry Coke. It's different. I don't know. It's okay. I think if I wanted something that tasted like this, I'd just get a cherry Coke. But what I would, and again, not sponsored, there's no affiliation, they're not paying me to say this or anything, but I have a complicated relationship with the Coca-Cola with coffee. I bought the vanilla flavor off the bat. Wasn't too sure about it when I first drank my first can, and then as I drank through it, I was like, is this really that bad or not? And I don't know what to say or don't know what to tell you, but as I drank through my first can, I went from not too sure I liked it to I may buy it again, but I don't know if I would seek it out. But then I started seeking it out. I've had the Coca-Cola coffee vanilla, I've had the dark blend, I've had the mocha, and I've had the caramel. The caramel to me is pointless because it already feels like it has caramel flavor to it. So I feel like it's really just a regular Coke with a slightly different taste. Like, to me, it didn't do much for me. But I like the mocha, I like the dark blend, and I like the vanilla, and they're all good in their own way. Like, one's not really better than the other. They're all pretty delicious in their own, well, they've become delicious in their own right, essentially. So it's becoming maybe a more liked and complicated relationship, but like I still, like, I'll go for it, but I won't go for it every single time. I don't know. Like I said, it's complicating. I'm pretty sure I'm making it complicating, but it is what it is. So it looks like we might be getting close to being done with this. Which I'm sure, you know, you guys are tired of hearing me ramble at this point, because we're almost... So the first one, I had 7 minutes left, so that was 13 minutes. So almost 25 minutes, almost 20-30 minutes worth of video. Which I told you it was going to be about a 20-30 minute install. I wasn't joking. And yeah, this is going to... So obviously this will go up in HitFilm. I'll just put it up in HitFilm, I'll put both the clips together, and I'll just export it as is. I'm still not editing anything. I'm trying to keep this as simple and basic as possible, just to make sure I'm able to just give you guys something that I can share, give you guys content. I do want to start editing because I do want to start kind of clipping out the weird, awkward stuff. Like, you know, me going and getting a mouse. Like, it'd be really nice to just cut that out, but unless I tell you guys I'm editing, I don't want to, like, edit and not tell you guys I am, so currently I'm still not editing. I'm just not really using my phone as much because the camera, I seem to be able to have better or more storage. And for whatever reason, if this doesn't finish before the camera gets full, which it shouldn't, but if it does, I apologize. So I'll say ahead of time, like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you in the next video. Techie Garage out, but I'm not leaving. I just want to get that part of it out in case it kicks me, because I honestly don't know how much room I have left. Because I'm not the only one who uses the camera. There's other stuff on there that my wife has used it for, so I'm probably sharing way too much, but like I said, from the beginning, I'm trying to be as transparent within reason as I can be. So, yeah. think I've talked your guys' leg off enough. Oh, installation is complete. You need to restart the computer in order to use a new installation. We are done. See? Told you. Less than half an hour. Ish. So, I'm going to restart, unplug the flash drive, and then I'm going to go back into BIOS so I can flip the hard drive so it thinks the hard drive is the hard drive and not the flash drive. So, no issue. No problem. I just don't want to... Whoa! Whatever that was. Oh, okay. So it told me to do that. Now it's restarting. I don't know what it just did, but it did a bunch of stuff. So now we'll go into here. I'm hoping I was hitting delete and I don't know what that page of stuff was, but I hope I didn't like screw something up. I don't think I did, but we're gonna find out. Let's see, boot device priority. Oops. Oh, no. I don't know what I was thinking what I was doing, but let's see. And then we're going to make, not that I use it, but I'm just going to put CD-ROM a second because that's just, you know. Okay, so we got hard drive, CD-ROM, and disabled. Good enough. Okay, now we have 10. Hit OK, and then this will be our first run into Ubuntu. And we'll do it together. Yay! And then this will end the video, since it hasn't kicked me out. No, it should be a pretty quick kind of loading into Ubuntu. Should be. I'm not sure what's going on. Like it. Of course it is, you know, a fresh install, so may take a moment. Hard drive's doing something. It's going like crazy. Oh, there we go. Ubuntu. Yeah, so that took a little longer than I think it should have, but nah. I have limited little experience aspiring to understand Ubuntu, so of course this is a totally different version. Yeah, totally different a lot of things. So while this is doing its thing, so yeah, so the next video, yeah, I'll have to figure out what the graphics are because I have no clue. Yeah, I'll have to figure out pretty much, I'll try to get all the whatever drivers installed. So maybe just do a drivers video, which could take about 10 minutes, because what I'll do is I'll just install as many drivers as I can without restarting, and I'll just do one restart and refresh everything. That's what I usually like to do, because I don't see a point to restart 6 times if you don't have to. And then I would like to get, I have USB in the front, I'd like to try to get those plugged in and try to get my front USB working so I can just plug stuff in the front instead of having to always go in the back. So keyboard battery low. Wow, how does it know that? That is crazy. Dude, I like that. Yeah, because it's not like, my keyboard has just normal regular energizers in it. So the fact that it can tell through my receiver that's synced with my keyboard that I have 5% battery life left, dude, that's pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie. So, alright, that will do it for this. So, as you already heard me say it all before, I won't repeat it. And we'll see you in the next video. Hope you enjoyed. Techie out.